أجي نمتى ترامب سي نراشاس بقى أجي قال لهم ملحس قال زم مسلوك ماله نمتى أمريكا تشايناس بقى ترامب سي نا أمريكا راشا سي بقى سلام كتقبر الله قد خل على الله اللي يسرع زلوا you know why كاب تشاينا خفيلة متى China the moment Russian China زندن يلحلح Russia China is in a big trouble
when they are around neighbors that some others has disagreements with.
Now, I think if Tucker wanted to be real fair with this, then he would say, okay, then what's your view on Israel? And I can promise you that his stand regarding the position of Israel, especially as it relates to Iran, is going to be a much different stand. So he's justifying basically why he has what is an amicable relationship with Iran. But notice the discussion as it shifts towards a nuclear weapon. Tucker's going to ask him about this. Look what he says. This is pretty heavy.
So I think it's the policy of your government that you oppose Iran getting nuclear weapons. Certainly your neighbors are on the record against it. How close do you think Iran is to getting a nuclear weapon?
Notice, I guarantee you what he's going to end up doing here is clarifying that it's their position that they oppose any of their neighbors to have nuclear weapons. He's not going to specifically target Iran. There's a reason why he's doing that. Too much money is coming into Qatar from Iran to create a fence post, for lack of a better term. Watch this.
To building one.
Well, look, actually, a nuclear weapon is bad for the region, for any country, whether it's Iran or any other country.
Told you. Iran or any other country. Here we go.
But also, like, when it comes to, developing a nuclear program, there are concerns, of course, whenever any nuclear program is developed around your region. And those concerns can be not only military concerns, but also security and, safety concerns. That, as I mentioned to you, if the water is contaminated, the nuclear facilities of Iran are on the other side of the coast. It's closer to Doha than Tehran itself. So the risks and the threats is affecting me, my country, affecting other countries in the GCC more even.
So there's a nuclear site directly across from you?
Yeah. And that's basically, that's why it's putting the entire region in a lot of risk if there is no clear standards for managing those nuclear facilities. And those clear standards ensuring that this is a nuclear power plant that will be used for peaceful use. Now, who's right and who's wrong, this is not for me to judge. Yet, what we would like to see a nuclear program that have complying with the international standard. We are speaking with the Iranians all the time that we need to work together. We need to work with the IAEA in order to ensure that those standards are followed. There are a lot of news and headlines. We see that Iran is close to a nuclear weapon. This is nothing we have ever heard, we have ever seen, or experienced. Even our engagement with the leaders there, even with the supreme leader, he said very clearly that he has issued a fatwa or a declaration that Iran will never go for a nuclear bomb.
No way he issued a fatwa that Iran will never have a nuclear bomb. He's lying through his teeth. He's lying through his teeth. We watched Abdullahian, the foreign minister, before he died, of Iran, saying that they would do whatever they had to do. We've watched many lawmakers in Iran saying they can convert their existing program in a week to produce nuclear weapons. Israel gave us all the evidence of their intelligence gathering and the fact that they have a remarkably cohesive nuclear program. Who are we trying to fool here, people? Is he trying to fool us? What's he thinking? Does he actually think that we're that stupid? That we're that uninformed? I'm shocked that Tucker Carlson isn't writing him here. But he's going to mention something. He mentioned something before. He's going to mention it again. He mentions the GCC. For those of you guys who don't know who the GCC is The GCC stands for the Gulf Cooperation Council. It's Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. That's what it's compiled of. He's saying they're gathering together as a council with these concerns. Now, don't get me wrong. There are several nations that are in the GCC that hate Iran. Saudi Arabia, specifically the largest of them. But Qatar is taking a position of neutrality. And Mohammed knows it too.
I finally got rid of my eye bags and dark circles. Nobody believes I'm 66 anymore, and my friends think I got a face.
And basically, this has also its moral status within the country. So I hope that we can reach to a solution, a diplomatic solution where, there is prosperity for the region, sanctions are lifted, nuclear program is peaceful, and assurances for the entire region. And will be, I think, a booster for the region development and prosperity.
So there's a great deal of pressure in Washington on the White House and on the Congress to participate in or sign off on an attack, an aerial bombardment of the Iran nuclear sites, however many there actually are.
I am not happy with Tucker Carlson right now in the fact that he is trying to make an attack on the nuclear sites of Iran appear to be something that not only is not necessary, but something that could actually be damaging. Now, don't get me wrong. I think there's always a danger of nuclear material leaking or affecting the areas surrounding these portions. But when nuclear sites are attacked, they are done with an understanding and a mindfulness of the effects that attack will have on the surrounding area. Iran will have their nuclear sites destroyed. I'm telling you, it's a necessity. They have the capacity to be able to deliver these armed nuclear warheads. What do you think is going to happen the second they're in their possession? You got to deal with it.
One of which, as you said, is directly across from you, so you think about this a lot. What would be the consequences if that happens? And that's not theoretical, as you know, that could happen soon. What would happen next?
Well, I think it will just will be a start of a war that will spread all over the region. And basically, do we expect from any country to get attacked and to stay silent? There will be a reaction. Those reactions and retaliations, where it's going to be.
This is his very subtle way of saying, Israel, you better back off, because if you choose to attack anybody, it doesn't matter if you're going to do it with the United States of America in defense of your own sovereign country, in defense of your people's right to self-determination, we will attack with the GCC. That's what he's saying here. Let's wake up. There's reality that we've got to face.